This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Get real.
No.
Yeah, this
just
is
stop.
a sham.
It's finally here. Drum roll.
The one thing you can't do on television is pretend to be somebody else. You know, so you can be great looking, you can be not so great looking, you can be smart, not so smart, just be who you are, because people see that.
Welcome to DBL. It's a sad day here on the show. Usually we start with some jokes, but today we lost someone, a friend of the show, I should say, Jerry Springer. That was his clip of him appearing on our daytime show back in September. He was giving us advice on how as we kicked off our 6th season, and today we are honoring our friend Jerry, as I mentioned. Jerry passed away, I'm sure you have heard, today after a battle with cancer at his home in Chicago. He was 79 years old. Jerry was a lawyer who served as a mayor of Cincinnati in the late 70s. That was all before his hit TV show, The Jerry Springer Show, of course, which began in 1991. It was a huge success, becoming the first show in a decade to top Oprah in the ratings. It aired for a remarkable 27 years before it ended in 2018, and there was never a dull moment. Let's take a look.
Let's take a look at the best fight.
I mean, who wants to be in a relationship with someone who doesn't love you? Why are we fighting to get this person back? It may have once been good, but it isn't anymore. No, don't let this person continue to hurt you. Let it go. Find someone who will love you back. Then you can have the happiness you want and deserve.
Jerry is survived by his daughter, Katie Springer, his sister, Evelyn, and his ex-wife, Mickey. Yeah, listen, I love more than anything telling jokes, but Jerry impacted me as we were doing the show. You know, I remember sitting right over there in September. It seemed fine to me, and you know, a lot of people say Jerry Springer's controversial and whatever he did. Change television was what he did, and who he was that last thought that he had right there. And he impacted me, talked to me outside the show, and it really meant a lot to me, and it was shocking to hear the news today.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people look at what Jerry did and they'll say it was exploitative. How could you put that on television? I've always found that really condescending. There's a lot of people that relate to what they saw on TV. Some people get so mad about relationships, it does get physical. I know we don't like to talk about it in high society, but Jerry Springer talked to and made sense, as you saw with those final thoughts, of what we just saw, because it was just wildness and the show ended. You could make the argument that it was exploitative, but what he said at the end of that clip is about love. And it's about finding somebody that loves you back. How many people's lives would be different if they followed that advice? So yes, you can focus on the fighting and the pushing and the cakes and all. It's entertainment. That's what we're here to do. But Jerry Springer also did something else. He showed people that never get a chance to be on TV. He let them explain their side of the story and how they live. And it was shocking for a lot of people, but that's how some people live. There's 330 million Americans, and not everybody's at Starbucks.
That's a great point. And, you know, to Jeff's point earlier, if you really wanted to know the real Jerry, those deep thoughts, his final thought at the very end, it was his commentary after so the episode's filming. He, I'm sure, is getting a visceral reaction to exactly what we just saw, right? And so he felt inclined to let the producers know this is going to be my moment to enter some humanity and some advice. I'm going to write it every single day, and he did. So if you want to know the real Jerry, don't watch all the fights and him emceeing it, so to speak. Watch that final thought where he gives really beautiful sound advice to the people that were just on the show.
And his podcast is great too. Look, I sat next to Jerry too, and he and I just talked stuff about being Jewish. He was born in a bomb shelter during the height of World War II, and for him, we talked not only about that, but about politics. I knew he was mayor.
So smart.
He was such a nerd. This guy was a geek. Everyone's like, Jerry, and he's like, really? I'm just this like nerdy guy. So what he passed on to me was like, you can put on a character, but his love of history and presidents and American history was so fascinating, and he really bonded within 5 minutes. We were chatting like we'd known each other for a long time. That takes a special person.
And he treated a co-host and an intern the same.
Exactly
as you
the
should.
same.
Erica
Exactly
knows
the
that.
same.
Yeah, speaking of interns, so yeah, that's when I originally met Jerry in the year 2000. Jeff and I are both from Chicago. I actually got to go to the Jerry Springer Show my freshman year.
It was a hot ticket growing up.
Hot ticket, and I got to go, which was like the most exciting for me and my roommates.
Yes,
but then
that's like the Super Bowl in 2000.
Like a big deal. and then the next year, I was interning at a radio station that happened to be in the same building that Jerry lived in. So I would see him about once a week, and I was always outside waiting on this package. And he finally asked me, like, what is this package? First of all, he's like, why are you outside always with no coat on?
Aww.
And he's like, it is freezing. And I'm like, oh, I'm just waiting on a package. He's like, you're always waiting on a package. Who's the package for? And I told him, and he goes, have you looked to see what's inside the package? And I said, no. And he goes, look to see what's inside the package and tell whoever keeps sending you down here to get their own packages. And he was like, and I was like, I think Jerry Springer just told me I was a drug mule. And when I asked what was in the package, I was never sent back down to get the package again. So the last time that I saw Jerry, I was on my way to the NSYNC concert, and I was interviewing the group, and he was like throwing jokes about Justin Timberlake and like, oh, ask him this, or you know, whatever. And but to actually get to have him on the show here was like not once, but at least twice when he was actually physically in the studio was a gift. But also, I don't know if anybody else felt this when he was here in September, but he was quite self-deprecating, and he was really talking about the legacy of what he had done and his contributions to pop culture, and how he felt a need to be very clear about the legacy that he wanted to leave. Right. And as a Jewish man and as a curator of pop culture, to talk about, you know, equity and equality and what's happening.
He was an ally, for sure.
Was so special, and the way that he gave us so much love and encouragement.
And Erica, I wanted to jump in because you said something that really struck me when you just told your story about waiting outside. We do a lot of stories about celebrities, older guys, that's, you know, with younger women, is it okay? And there's two different kinds of celebrities that would walk up, they'd see a young intern, and they comment about her body, hit on her, be gross. Jerry told her to put a coat on.
Yeah.
And told her to protect herself because she might not be doing what she thinks she's doing. And that is something in the moment. There's no cameras around. There's no, you know, hey, I'm going to tweet. This is 2000. Jerry's a nice guy. He just did it because that was his instinct.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of man you want to be. Because if he said something gross, think about how different you would have been speaking on his legacy today.
Yeah.
Not his character.
Absolutely. And that's who he was. And that's who he was off camera. But he did say something that he said exactly off camera, but on camera. And I want to pull that clip. This is him on our show.
It has been so much fun being with you. You have a great show here. This will be a national hit. I'm telling you, you've got that talent. You guys are great. I swear to God, this isn't just...
It means a lot.
Oh, wow, that is great.
From his lips to God's ears.
And it's one thing when someone's blowing smoke, right? And it's another thing when you talk to him off camera and he really believes it. And for people that don't know out there, the executive producer of the Jerry Springer Show is Burt Dubrow, who is the executive producer of our show. And there he is right now. So talk about coming full circle from Chicago. I got a front row seat to Jerry Springer, even though I didn't see him in Chicago.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
He like really blessed our show that day.
He really did.
He
really did. So we're missing our friend today. We didn't get to any other stories, but we do have some stuff coming up. We'll miss you, Jerry, but we'll always remember you here.
Absolutely.
Our interview with the very funny and charming David Arquette. We need a laugh, and this guy is the guy to do it. He's telling us all about his new dark comedy series.
DBL, this show is amazing.
There's a lot going on down here.
I would have been part of the Mile High Club.
Yeah.
So on point.
But I'm going to have a conversation about what's happening now.
Wow. Oh, that is during your story.
Just so you know, we're going to do the Time 100 MB. We're killing the cordon and the Taylor Swift thing.
Hey guys, Erica just found a really crazy picture we're going to try and get. That's unbelievable.
Yeah, I'm glad you let
That's
that breathe
really
a little
crazy.
bit. You know what I mean?
It's different when you know someone that's passed away. And I only knew him briefly. You knew him better, but what you said before really struck me. He was so alive when he was here. You know what I mean? Like he was so quick with it, on it. And he said, "You can't get me out of my house unless it's important." And he said, "And this was important."
Oh, he picks and chooses.
Very
1000%.
particular about where he would go.
Selective.
Yeah, and he can afford to. You know.
He can afford to.
Yeah.
But the thing that struck me the most about Jerry was his loyalty to his friends. So when Burt Dubrow, our senior executive producer, used to produce a show called Dr. Drew on HLN, all he would have to do is pick up the phone and say, "Hey, Jerry, we need you tonight. We want your commentary on this specific thing that's happening in Cincinnati," or whatever it may be, something that he knew Jerry would have a good take on. Boom, Jerry Springer. I'll be there. Hey, Jerry, we need you to come out to Denver, Colorado.
Yeah.
I'll be there. I mean, that just goes to show that. And look what everything that you brought up with Steve.
Right, Steve Wilkos.
He's loyal to his friends.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's refreshing. Very refreshing.
Very rare.
Very.
Yeah, Midwest
I just
values.
always think about like how we just kind of brushed by the fact that he did that show, but think about the chaos, that like the skill level you have. There was just 2 fights in front of you. There's a crazy audience. You have a commercial break. You have timers. You have people in your ear.
And he was chill.
And he
never
running that
escalated.
entire thing.
Ever. He was actually the downshifter.
Yes.
He was like, all right, guys.
That's
it's
skill
really
set.
a skill. It's such a skill.
I would be freaking out.
Welcome back to DBL. We're switching gears and we're still laughing, telling some Jerry stories over here. But some stars were honored alongside scientists and politicians at Time Magazine's Top 100 Gala last night. Let's throw them all in one room. Don Lemon made his first public appearance at the event since being fired from CNN. He told reporters he's doing great and taking things slow when it comes to finding another gig. Doja Cat performed at the event and wore this ruffled lavender Valentino dress. Michael B. Jordan looks super cute in his lavender suit.
Darling.
I'm a big fan of lavender. He makes everything look good. He makes everything look good. But everyone was talking about Ali Wong, who honored her heritage by wearing a traditional Vietnamese dress. Other stars that were honored included Austin Butler, Lea Michele, Angela Bassett, and Jennifer Coolidge. I'm going through these too fast because you guys are like loving this.
Yes.
But check out this photo. This is my favorite of Steven Spielberg with his E.T. star Drew Barrymore and Kiwi Kwan, who starred in Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom.
That's amazing.
That's crazy.
That's unbelievable.
It's great to just see things like that come full circle. You know, sometimes things don't get that completion. It's like I kind of had that personally when they showed Ali Wong. I used to have a comedy room in Culver City for years, and she used to come do our shows. And I remember she would always close it out, and people would be like, "Why isn't she more famous?" I was like, "It's just a matter of time."
You knew it.
It's just
knew it.
That's how she is. It's not. That's not an act. She's like that off stage. She's did that for years. It just took LA a while to catch up, but it's like it's really great to see the good guys win, and I think people feel that same way when they see Kiwi's Kwan, and they're like, "Good for you, all right." It's like your childhood won.
Yeah, I mean, y'all know how much I love Angela Bassett, so to mention her, but when I saw Ali Wong, it is just something about when someone hits their moment in their moment. It is so powerful. Like, I felt it. That's, I think, a part of the reason why I fell in love with Beef
is so good.
Because she was so dynamic and showing a part of her that we have never we haven't seen in this way. And that is just the coolest thing. Like, it is the coolest thing.
If you haven't seen Beef yet,
you have to.
Oh my gosh, I have one more episode left, so don't ruin it.
Fantastic.
It just keeps getting better.
Jeff.
Yeah, it's so good.
And what
You'll love it.
You know what I don't have beef with? What's his name? Suit. Michael B. Jordan. Dang, I forgot his name.
It's just like sometimes when you're on live TV, you go to like pull a well up that's got a bucket with a name in it, and sometimes it's empty.
Wait, but I mean, it was the most obvious name in the whole world to me, Michael Jordan. I was like, why is that not popping up in my head?
It's just not there.
Yeah.
It's like the fascinating thing about the brain. But yes, that lavender suit, maybe we'll talk to Jeray and them, maybe Jeff and I, a little Easter, the combo.
I think you just pull that off for summertime.
Yeah, that's another year, dude.
I know, but it's still Easter combo. We can still mention it after.
No.
So Easter's
That's
just
like
gone?
saying Happy New Year.
Ooh,
like
you could
Larry David says.
There's a cutoff.
Oh, so you can't say Happy New Year on the 3rd?
No, what's the cutoff?
No?
Larry David says like maybe
5 days.
5 days.
5 days.
Yeah.
You could do it for Derby.
Oh, I'll do it for Derby. There we go. You guys get some hats.
I could wear a hat.
Bring your green hat.
I feel bad for the horses.
I could wear
so
a hat.
I won't personally.
Everyone's like, get out of this segment. Coming up on DBL, we're talking with the very funny David Arquette. He has a new dark comedy series about battling AI.
Over the past few years, several politicians on social media have claimed fentanyl is the leading cause of death for Americans 18 to 45. Data from Google Trends shows many people are wondering if that's true. So, let's verify. Our sources are the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the National Institute on Drug Abuse, and Families Against Fentanyl. We want to tell you up front that this claim needs context because the CDC doesn't track the number of people who die from fentanyl. Many of the posts cite a 2021 report from Families Against Fentanyl, a nonprofit that raises awareness about fentanyl. When we looked through their report, we found it was based on an analysis of accidental drug overdose data collected by the CDC. We then attempted to recreate the analysis by using the same CDC database. We found that in 2020, more than 35,000 people aged 18 to 45 died from drug overdoses caused by synthetic narcotics. This is more than any other leading cause of death, like suicides, car accidents, or cancer. However, the CDC tells Verify this doesn't mean the agency concluded that fentanyl is the leading cause of death for this age group. This is because fentanyl is just one type of synthetic narcotic, and the CDC's database doesn't differentiate between fentanyl and other synthetic drugs. Although a spokesperson acknowledges fentanyl deaths likely make up the majority of those deaths because previous work has shown that fentanyl comprises approximately 90% of the synthetic narcotics category. With your Verify, I'm Brandon Lewis.
Welcome back. What happens when a nun seeks revenge against an AI while on a quest to find the Holy Grail? Well, in the new series Mrs. Davis, the answer might be even stranger than you think. Earlier, we spoke with the one and only David Arquette about the new show and some of the best advice he's ever gotten throughout his career. Take a look.
David Arquette, welcome back.
Thank you for having me.
We love you.
Mr. Arquette, so many things. All right, let me ask you this. Mrs. Davis is tackling faith and technology, and I want to get your take on all the AI advancements we're seeing in the last few months. I looked up, We Didn't Start the Fire, and had AI do it for 2023, and within 30 seconds, I had a whole new Billy Joel song. It's weird, but are you scared, or do you like it?
I don't know. There's something unknown and a little scary about it. I don't really use it that much. I haven't downloaded it on my phone because I don't know how much power it's going to have to, like, I don't know, go into my phone or whatever. But I don't know. When we were doing this thing, it was about AI, and we had heard about AI, but it wasn't sort of live like it is now.
Right.
And now it's live, and now the show's coming out. So it does have another kind of scary element. But I think technology in general is pretty good. I believe in science, and I hope we just follow our better angels in all these new technological advances.
I've never met anyone as cute as this person.
Are you crushing me?
Yeah, it's very cute.
Oh my gosh, David. We apologize.
Yeah, we really do apologize.
No, I meant he's
You're cute too. Everyone's cute there.
We're all cute.
Yes, yes. Okay, so Damon
I'm telling
Lindelof
you.
co-created this show. I'm sorry, now I feel weird. Co-created this show, and all his projects like Lost and The Leftovers are shrouded in mystery. How much do you know about what's happening in the show while you are making it?
Question.
Yeah, I mean, it's a really complicated show. It's really big, and it's an action drama, but it has these elements of heart. And Betty Gilpin is just such an incredible lead in this. I play her father in it, a character named Monty, who's a magician.
Yes.
And, I make a lot of, bad parenting moves that create trauma in her past that she has to deal with. I got to work opposite Elizabeth Marvel, too, so I was just in awe of how talented they were. Really exciting.
I love it. Right up my alley. But I also love the Scream movies. So I have to ask you this, because I heard that you admitted to having major FOMO watching the new Scream movie after your character was killed in the last one. Sorry, spoiler alert. What did you like the most about playing that character Dewey for so many years? Such a beloved character.
Oh man, what I left most was working with Wes Craven was just a dream come true. He was so talented, but then playing the role, I just love the fact that he was a police officer that got no respect, a point of authority, and he just can't get any respect, and he tries really hard, and he fails a lot. I don't know. There was some humorous symbolism there that I really appreciated.
Well, you mentioned Wes Craven there, so I gotta ask you. You said that he gave you some incredible advice on the set of your first movie that, like, really just changed the trajectory of your life. Can you tell us what that advice was?
Yeah, my mother was dying at the time, so I was going through a really hard time. And he was like, David, I just really want to see you get your stuff together so that you can thrive. I know Courtney at the time loved you, likes you, and I really would like to see you guys work something out. And just through that, I got my life together a lot more and made the relationship work, and then ended up, with our beautiful 18-year-old daughter, Coco.
She's 18.
And then, yeah, she's 18 now. So, yeah, it's been a real gift to be able to have worked with him and worked with Courtney, and then obviously to have Coco and my two other kids, Charlie and Gus.
David, we are always so excited to see what you're working on. Congratulations. You always keep us on our toes. DBL Nation, check out Mrs. Davis Thursdays on Peacock for more mystery and magic from David. Thank you so much. We'll be right back.
So
nice.
Great speaking to you guys.
Next for us tonight, Verify is looking into new rules that lay out which electric car owners are eligible for tax credits. This is related to President Biden's Inflation Reduction Act. One of the measures designed to address climate change includes a $7,500 tax credit for people who buy electric vehicles. There was already such a credit on the books, but this law changes which cars are eligible. A lot of viewers have asked what this could mean for them. So let's verify. Are all electric vehicles eligible for the new tax credit? Our sources: the full text of the Inflation Reduction Act, the 2008 law that created the old tax credit, and the IRS. So the previous EV tax credit had a significant limitation. Only 200,000 credits were available to each manufacturer. Once that number was hit, no more buyers could get the credit for that brand of car. The new law removes that cap. Good news for popular makes like Tesla that haven't been eligible for years. But there are a lot of new restrictions as well. First, only cars that are assembled in North America are eligible. Consumer Reports says that rules out companies that make their EVs abroad, like Hyundai, Toyota, and Kia. Second, the change rules out the most expensive models. Trucks, vans, and SUVs are only eligible if they cost $80,000 or less. Sedans and other cars have to be under $55,000. That rules out some popular luxury vehicles like the Tesla Model S and Porsche Taycan. Third, there's an income cap on taxpayers. Couples have to earn $300,000 a year or less to get the credit. Individuals, $150,000 or less. And finally, there are requirements about where the EV batteries are made and where the minerals in them get mined. There's a list of companies, including a bunch in China, that automakers are banned from contracting with at all. And in the first year this law takes effect, 2023, at least 40% of the minerals and 50% of the other components in the battery must come from the U.S. or its free trade partners. Those percentages will go up each year. If the company hits one percentage mark but not the other, their cars can be eligible for half credit. So while the Inflation Reduction Act does expand the EV tax credit, we can verify no, not all electric vehicles are eligible. And the government just announced which cars qualify this year. On the list, certain models of Tesla, Ford, Chevrolet, Cadillac, Chrysler, Lincoln, Jeep, and Volkswagen. A few dozen cars in all, including 6 plug-in hybrids. All but 8 of these qualified for the full credit. To see if your car specifically makes the cut, you can go to fueleconomy.gov.
One of the most popular events on the NFL calendar kicks off tonight. Let's connect the dots. Before the annual draft, players were free to sign with any team. This tended to make the stronger teams even stronger, creating an imbalance across the league. The first draft, all the way back in 1936, had 9 rounds. That was expanded to 10 rounds and then 20 rounds. In the decades since, the draft has evolved into what we see today. 3 days, 7 rounds, 224 picks. now one of the most popular events on the NFL calendar, and has proven its value in building and sustaining successful franchises. And that is connecting the dots.
Welcome back to DBL. We've got some amazing products from our friends at Morning Save. Check them out.
Steph, what do you have for us today? I'm ready to shop.
Hi, Tori. Hey, DBL Nation. We are so excited to show off all the deals today. First up, we've got our happy 1,500 square foot True HEPA air purifier.
Oh, whoa.
So this deal includes one air purifier that will be great to help you out with allergy season.
Just kidding.
So, Tori, this is normally $399. We've got it for $119.99. So that is saving up to 70%.
Great present to get someone in a new home.
Now, Tori, this one is right up your alley. It's the 2-pack Dancing Flame Tiki Torches with solar charging LED lights.
I'm buying this.
So this deal includes 2 tiki torches that will be perfect to get your outdoor space ready for entertaining. So normally these are $24 each.
That's not bad, actually.
We've got a 2-pack for $20, Tori. So that's saving up to 58%.
That's fabulous for summer.
Now, check out this. We've got the 2-pack Neolastin Lash Follicle Fortifying Serum with Elastaplex Pearl.
Oh, whoa.
So if lash extensions are not your thing, which they are not for me, this is amazing. It's the vegan serum, perfect for you. So normally it is $79.
Oh, no.
We've got a 2-pack for $19.99.
Yes.
So that's saving up to 75%.
Lashes without any other makeup will make you face.
Now check out, this is our last product today, Tori. It's the 2-pack Royal Borough Cotton Grommeted Window Panels.
Oh, beautiful.
So this deal includes 2 window panels that will add elegance and warmth to any room. So normally these are $59 to $69.
Right.
But we've got a 2-pack for just $24.99.
I was so hoping you say 2-pack.
That's saving 64%.
Great price. Guys, head on over to morningsave.com. Snag all these amazing deals at, as you heard, the lowest prices, or you can even scan the QR code. It's right on screen, and it will take you directly to these products on Morning Save's website. Could not be easier. Thank you so much, Steph. Yeah.
Wow. That was a great deal, Bless, but I'm looking at that picture that's in the wall right there.
Emotional.
Yeah, it's an emotional day here.
It's a weird day. It's one of those days I don't think we've all had enough time to process because we found it out just early this morning, and here we are this evening. Need to sleep on it and reflect on his life, but yeah.
It also makes you just like very grateful for those you have, you know.
Absolutely. Appreciate
Member of our family, for sure.
all of you guys. In honor of Jerry, our friend, today we're going to end our show with his famous send-off. Take care of yourself and each other. We'll miss you, buddy.